Meta, did it break that level? It looks like it did, didn't it? Oh, look at Meta. Hanging on by a shoestring. It looks like it just wants to rip lower, I think. Wow. We're going to have to look at the options for Meta. This looks too tempting for me. Wow. Yeah. That looks like a beautiful short right there.
Sandy says, in regards to FXY as a short, how do you feel about FXB as a short again? Though tremendous political U-turn risk here.
Yeah. Again, of course, the reason why I didn't go lower below 103 is because the government stepped in to try to support it. So how long are they going to be able to do that and hold it up? Again, all of this is because of the strong U.S. dollar, not necessarily the weakness in the pound. I mean, no question, there is bad news coming out of Europe, and there are reasons for the pound to sell off. But when it's paired against the dollar, it doesn't stand a chance. So that's why we went from 114 down. I mean, I'm quoting the numbers from the currency pair, but on FXB here, that's why we went from 136 down here. So it had gotten back up to 112. It's now down to 108. I still think it's going lower. So it's a falling knife. So it's a pretty easy call to make. It's not rocket science. It looks pretty bearish to me.
Richard was saying, or Melanie had posted a link from Tallahassee that a sixth property insurer is declared insolvent.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Aren't these companies, don't they have reinsurance from
you think they'd be
companies?
But wouldn't they be have some sort of protection from like on a federal level? Like
well, that's what Richard was saying. In the past,
yeah.
If the past is any indicator, the White House will try to pass some kind of enormous spending package to help Florida.
Right. I mean, I hope for the residents there that happens, but I mean, to have a storm like that take your home away and then the insurance company go under, I mean, wow, that's tough.
I was just going to interject. The reason that I know anything about Florida insurance, property insurance, is my wonderful 94-year-old father-in-law lives in Sarasota. And property insurance has been a nightmare here this past year.
Wow.
And we're just...
Sorry, Melanie, tell me about the second article that you just posted about the 16th homeowners insurance company canceling all policies.
Back at through the first of the year and into the second quarter, people were abandoning both. The insurance companies were leaving and going, we're done. So it was this continual scramble with ever inflated premiums. And from just anecdotal information, we understand that some of those premiums, particularly for flood insurance, became seriously onerous for people, particularly retirees. So they abandoned their insurance or thought they would pick it up next year. You know how it goes at times. So this thing in Florida, I think under the surface is much worse than we think. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if Richard's right.
Yeah, isn't the president supposed to be visiting today?
I think, yeah, today he's visiting. Yeah.
So we'll see if there's news on that. Melanie, thank you so much as always. Vince, we are well past the halfway mark, but let's go to Calgary and see how our good friend Stephen's doing. Stephen, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Very good. Very good. Thank you. How did we do on our Monday SPY strangle?
Well, I'm getting kind of tired carrying wheelbarrows full of money.
Did you have to do it again on Monday?
I did. All those loonies are getting heavy.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, our buck 45 strangle hit 240, and so with my system, I got stopped out at $2. So made a little bit of money.
Okay.
Nice.
Great to hear. So Vince, not only did Steven make money, but he's going to get some free beer from you.
Well, I think I deserve a cut for staying out of the way and letting him run with the trade,
Good.
because
It's a good point. Steven's going to be the final adjudicator on
yeah,
that issue.
yeah.
Yeah,
What does
no,
it look like today?
No, I think Vince gets a percentage.
All right. Today's SPY's at 372.21, 373 call, 372 put, $2.42.
All right.
I hate to say it, but I'm really on the fence today. I'm not really sure, whether we're going to have a big move or not. So I'm going to have to pass. It's only 38%, the implied volatility. So it's not bad price wise, but some days you just, the batteries are low in my crystal ball.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think after those 2 strong days, we could be in for a kind of a steady, sort of quiet day. I thought it's tempting because it's early in the day, but I think I'm going to pass again.
All right, so we'll sit this one out. Keep an eye on it. It's $2.44 now. You guys could have made 2 cents.
Yeah.
Steven, thank you as always.
Welcome.
Vince, let me see if there are any questions that we didn't get to earlier on in the session. While I'm doing that, do we have any trade ideas to talk about?
There were 2 from last night: LRN long and ATNI short. Again, the options weren't all that liquid, but let's have a look. LRN, see what they're doing today. There it is. It actually did follow through very nicely here. Let's go to the weekly chart. I think the ultimate target here is just above 50, which is this high here. We have to clear this hurdle first, which I think we'll have a pretty easy time doing, judging by the momentum here and the lack of volume here. So, yeah, I think ultimately it's going to like 52, and then we're at 44.5 right now. ATNI also followed through to the downside here. Lots of momentum on this one. It was just very clean, orderly pullback, rejection yesterday. And, when you see such a strong update like that and you get such a clear rejection on a stock like this, I thought, that is some obvious weakness there. Look to the left, not a whole lot there left. So I thought ultimately going to the low 30s here, and we're 37. So yeah, that seems to be working out so far. But like I said, it's been difficult finding setups, and that's only because the move lower was well in the works, well away from the 20 on most charts. So we're not going to get a lot of setups when that happens. We need some sort of pullback to see something come together again. And now with the last 2 days, we're starting to see more of that. So hopefully in the days ahead, we'll see a lot more.
Daniel says, which meta options would you consider?
I don't have the chain up here, but let's see. Looking at this, I mean, as far as looking for a target, it's wide open below. Let's throw on the volume by price just to see if there's any area. So let's say to 80. 80 is where we see a bit more support, right? So from where we are now, 135 to 80, it's pretty much the same here as far as support, where we don't see much. So I say, looking at this, 80 is ultimately where we're probably gonna get to. When I go and buy the 80 strike, no, not necessarily. Probably something closer than that. but that's the kind of move I'm looking for. So again, I don't know if anyone has the chain up or not.
Which month are you looking at?
Oh, I would go out to at least January,
Okay.
if not a little longer. But I think if we're gonna have a strong sell-off, it's gonna be soon. So, I think you could look as close as January.
So did
Um,
you say an $80 strike?
No, what delta is the $80 strike?
It's a 5.
Yeah, see, you don't want to go up that far.
Okay.
And depending on how expensive they are, you could certainly do a vertical, right? And do a put debit spread here. What's the at the money strike?
The at the money right now, 135 put is $14.40.
Yeah, so a little expensive. What's the 100? Because nice round number there.
Yeah, that's the one I was gonna say that we
Mhm.
look at. It's
Mhm.
$3.40 mid,
And what's the delta on that?
13.
Yeah. So again, still very far out of the money. That's nice and a lot more affordable. So you can buy a few of those. Or again, I mean, you could short some shares and buy a put for protection, or you can do your synthetic short at the money. But yeah, the 100, I think a lot of focus will be on that nice round number as it makes its way down. So even though it is far out, you may want to own a few of those as it pushes lower. Obviously, the delta will go up, and once they're over 20, they'll start to really appreciate. But anywhere in here, honestly, when you see something this wide open, I don't think it's the option strategy that's going to make or break it. I think it's pretty obvious where this is going. The only thing is, will it hold this level here at 130 and remain above there? I think that's the line in the sand, truly. I mean, we know this zone of support has already broken, and that's where we thought the biggest amount was, and so it's going to have a much easier time below there. So I do not think the 130 will hold, but if you really want to be safe or conservative, be patient and let it break 130. Below 130, I think 100's on obvious, 180's pretty much a given. I think we can even go lower. So no matter what option you buy here, I think it'll be pretty easy to make money.